Yesterday's gone, but tomorrow is coming. There's so many memories, oh, I love to relive. But I know, oh, it can't be so.
Love of Dunbar, bless of all the ideas for which we stand. We'll fight the battle long and hard. We'll do the best we can. We'll push old Dunbar to the top. She'll be the pride of every living thing. We're pulling for you, Dunbar dear, regardless of the end.
His question is, it goes like this. I lived on Madison Street, and my experience with Dunbar actually started before I got to Dunbar. As a young kid on Madison Street, which is right around the corner from Dunbar Drive or Salem Street, and I'm going to try to paint a picture here today that a lot of you are going to be able to relate to. I can hear the Dunbar High School marching band as they practice in the afternoons.
Dunbar will forever exist in our minds and hearts, as though that proud old building with its portals surrounded by the tall, erect columns and high steps never was torn down, never changed from being a high school, never was taken down brick by brick because, as the gathering of all of us today signifies, DHS proudly lives on in the legacy of excellence and hope in each and every one of us. Each of us may be unique. We have different dreams that were realized or forgotten, different life experiences and successes and failures that have carried us either a few blocks from here or thousands of miles from this place where we're gathered today. But there's one thing we all proudly have in common. We are Dunbarians. Not just any Dunbarians.
So, talk to me, what does it feel for you to be out here?
Oh, it feels grand, and I'm grateful to the Lord that I'm able to be here at my high school celebration for the wall that's dedicated, yeah.
And it's a lot of memories. I mean, you mentioned you walked from Rivermont.
Oh, really? Yes, from Harlem Mill Road, up and down the hill. Up and down the hill to get to school, to get some education. We didn't have much orchestras. That's back in the Depression days when we were going to school. No buses for school children then.
Great day for our city. It's a great day for our school division. The spirit of Dunbar is alive and well, and they've memorialized it. And it's a great place for our students to come to see the history of Dunbar and just to understand the importance of education and how it propels so many of the graduates here.
That's right. I mean, Dunbar.
So low and so blue. That's what love.
you should not be denied the right to an education simply because of your status. You should have the right to a quality education as well. And so I work with the UNESCO Foundation Higher Education Group, a group of higher education, for education, to try to spread the word and to work with groups all around the world to make sure that children would have an opportunity to receive a quality education. Let me say to you that it didn't start in Alexandria. It didn't start in Washington, D.C., it didn't start in Brussels or Switzerland, all those places. It started right here. And that's where it began.
Now, our next honoree is Ms. Phyllis Pullman Lancaster.
Good evening. First, I'd like to thank Danny for considering me to be one of the honorees. When he first called me, he told me about some plans he had, and I guess I was so shocked because he said, "Phyllis, I want to honor you." And I probably hung up on him. But then he called back a couple of days later and he told me why he wanted to do it. And again, thank you, Danny. Thank you, Mr. Stamps.
Yes, ma'am.
And thank you, Lord.
Is an outstanding American, and that's Dr. Melvin Penn. Would you come forward, sir, at this time?
So along my story, and I got to take a pause here to let you know that I believe I'm the greatest marble shooter that ever lived. And nobody can disprove that. I won a marble tournament, and George Harris was living in a house where they had a playground, him and Mr. Stamps, at the corner of Floyd Street and 15th Street, where I won the first marble tournament in 1957. And my wife gets tired of hearing this story, but the person I beat was Suge Jones. I was a little boy. They told me I couldn't play marbles because I was too small and too young. Well, I was a very manable boy, and I ran home and got my mother. And like someone said earlier, I basically grew up in a single home, and I owe everything to my grandparents. And I think that still happens today. But my mother came and said, "Look, I understand that this boy is a pretty good marble shooter. I've never seen him, but the neighbors say he's pretty good." And didn't say up there how old you were, had to be, and she let me play. And I tell that story all the time, especially to young folks.
Might have appealed to go unnoticed, but I've got it all right here in my heart. I want you to know I know the truth. Of course you know it. Would be nothing without you. Did you ever know that you're my hero?
I can't turn back the hands of time. Yes, I know. Oh, it can't be so, because I can't turn back the hands of time.